Hi there, my name's Katie Shaw and I'm the Chief Programme Officer on the Open Apparel Registry. So transparency is important because it's about enabling a better understanding of the regions and the factories from which products are being sourced. And if I think very particularly about the brand case, it's also part of enabling those brands to understand the social and environmental conditions in the factories that they are sourcing their products from. So the Open Apparel Registry is a neutral and open source tool that maps garment facilities worldwide and allocates a unique ID to each of those facilities. And that ID is key to enabling interoperability between systems. And in addition to that, the simple way that we present information on the organisations that are connected to facilities in the global supply chain enables better outcomes for workers and the environment. So a huge number of brands are now contributing data to the Open Apparel Registry. And across the board, a benefit that all brands are enjoying is firstly, access to those unique OAR IDs for each of the facilities in their supply chain, but also improved quality data of names and addresses for the factories with which they're working. But if I take some specific brand cases of how Open Apparel Registry data is being used, we've seen Mammut, which is an outdoor sports brand, using OAR to help them begin to map their Scope 3 carbon emissions and think through the impact of their entire supply chain. Clarks, meanwhile, has decided to use OAR IDs as their own ID schema for facilities in their supply chain. And lastly, Kings of Indigo, a Dutch denim brand, uses OAR to understand which other brands are sourcing from regions that Kings of Indigo is considering expanding into, and that helps them think through risk and whether or not it's appropriate to start sourcing from those regions. Disclosure of supply chains is a crucial aspect in accountability. So brands need to be sharing this data publicly, but not only publicly, but in a format that can be used by others in order to help organisations work together to improve supply chain conditions for all. So at Open Apparel Registry, we believe that transparency is here to stay. And what's been fascinating for us as an organisation is that when we launched the Open Apparel Registry, industry was ready and willing to share name and address data. Fast forward a couple of years after our launch, and we now hear from across the board appetite to share additional data points beyond name and address information. So not only is transparency here to stay, but it's growing.